Thanks, Ina. Hi, Rassie. Hi, Handre. Hope you can hear me well. Rassie, just a question on Siya Kolisi. You took him on the tour. Was it always a plan not to play him, or something happened in the interim in the build-up to the test that he's been left out of the 23?
Yeah. Hello, everybody. Sorry, my voice is a bit groggy, so I'm not sure if you're going to hear me clearly. I always almost mumble a lot. I'll try not to. So Siya was brought here not to play, but to be on standby if somebody gets injured, but also to help lead the team off the field whilst preparing for this important game. So it was always a plan that he wouldn't play.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks, Zina. Hi, Rassie. Hi, Handre. Rassie, interesting center combination there with Lucanio at inside center. We know Jesse at outside. Just what would you like to see from Lucanio in the number 12 jersey?
I think that there's a few positions where you can ask the same question, but it's a very good question. Currently, we are sitting with 4 guys that can play 12 for us. We're sitting obviously with Andre Essayden, who's back from injury this week, and we have Damien, who's been arrested. We've got Andre, who can play 12, and we have Lucanio that can play 12. So we're really well stocked there, but we feel Damien really deserves a rest. And Andre, we want to start at 10 to have a nice test match controlled game, which we think we will need against the Argentinians. So yeah, for Lucanio is linking up with the guys, making his magic, but also be really physical in that channel. It's going to be very important.
Stephen?
Thank you very much, Z. Rassie, just want to check with you. When is Siya going for the op on his... Yes?
Yeah, so Siya, it's not a thing that it has to be reset after 2 weeks exactly. So he can still play next week at Mbombela and then get it reset. So it's something that, yeah, it can be done after, not before 2 weeks, not longer than, I think, 4 or 6 weeks. So he's in that time frame where that will be fixed after Mbombela test match.
Dag sê Handre, Rassie, net kortliks, as jy in jou besluitnemers hierdie span saamstel meneer, en dit mag dalk so 'n dom vraag voorkom, is dit 'n span wat gekies word om 'n toets te wen teen Argentinië, of kies jy hierdie groep spelers om game time te kry, nie Afrikaanse woordjie. Is die fokus op 'n toets te wen of 'n Grand Slam te wen hier in die kompetisie, of gee jy spelers game time hier? En Handre, as 'n ervare speler, hoe sien jy uit na hierdie uitdaging in Argentinië teen die passievolle span?
Ja, presies. Hallo man. Ja, ek dink my stem sal hou, so dis alright. So goeie vraag. Maar al die ouens wat in hierdie game speel, al 23, was betrokke teen Australië of Nieu-Seeland. So dit is nie heeltemal nuwe ouetjies wat ingegooi word nie. Dis eintlik 'n ervare jong span, as ek dit so kan noem. En dis 'n span wat ons dink kan dit vir ons doen hierso. En dis 'n span waardeur ons lesse wil leer van ouens se karakter. Daar's jong ouens aan sy agterom op fullback. Daar's 'n jong agste man op die bank. Daar's 'n jong slot kaptein. Daar's 'n jong 5 slot wat lynstaande moet roep teen ervare spelers. So vir ons is dit die ideale geleentheid om hierdie ouens in 'n situasie te sit vir 'n amper 'n final is. En as hulle die final vir ons die week wen, obviously as volgende week baie met minder druk op ons. So dis die plan.
Hallo Percy. Ja, sien verskriklik baie uit. Dis altyd 'n baie groot lekker challenge in Argentinië. Dis altyd baie fisies. Maar is taaf, is lekker. En soos Koos gesê het, dis 'n ding waar jy baie kan sien van nou se karakter. En die ouens sien verskriklik baie uit daarna. Dit is 'n groot challenge, maar dis lekker en ons kan nie wag vir die challenge wat gaan kom Saterdag.
Grant?
Thanks, Z. How's it, guys?
Goed, dankie.
Russ, just in terms of the development of the Boks squad, how do you see the blend of the attack and defense now, and how pleased are you that you're so close now to getting the Rugby Championship title?
Yeah. First of all, it would be great to win the rugby the championship title. That's obviously our main goal. First, it was the Freedom Cup. That's done now, and now it's the rugby championship. But we are playing against a team that got their future in their hands as well. You know, if they beat us with 5 points or 5 points, they win it, and I'm pretty sure they're going to go for it. And what they did to Australia and to New Zealand, it's going to be really tough. But we're also very desperate. We're also very proud. They are very proud. We know how the crowds here are here, and the older guys has told the younger boys what it will be like on that field. And if you get through a game in Argentina on the other side, and you're standing and you look your body in the eye and say, I gave everything, win or lose, you'll be a better player. So the aim is to win the rugby championship this weekend, but we all know it's not going to be easy.
Annemie?
Thank you, Zina. Hi, everyone. Rassie, obviously, if you win this game, you back the championship. Can we expect that going into Mbombela, then you might pick a similar side to the one that played against Portugal, maybe give more younger guys caps under the belt?
No, I don't think so. I think you know, we had our times where we experimented with almost 15, like this weekend, 10 new guys, 10 new guys who's playing this weekend. Sometimes we added 1 or 2 new guys, but we're now at a stage where we feel, you know, this game is the last one where we will really experiment, and then we'll go next week, play the final match in South Africa. There might be 1 or 2 youngsters who get into the mix, or actually ahead of the older guys. But we won't just give guys caps there and at a home game, the last game of the rugby championship, give the crowd not a proper, not that the team that played against Portugal was not proper, but we will probably go with our strongest possible selection there.
Lloyd?
Thanks, C. How's it, guys? My question's for Handre. Handre, yet another World Cup cycle that you find yourself in the middle of now. I'm just wondering what excites you most about where you are now, where the Boks are now, compared to the previous, stages you've been at in terms of building up to another World Cup. What is it now for someone who's achieved so much in the game? What is it about this group that's exciting you the most at the moment?
Hi, Lloyd. No, listen, I think it's what this time around it's special because we actually have the whole 4-year cycle. Of course, last time after the World Cup, we missed out on those first couple of years, and I think that's those first 2 years are where you really build and experiment and try new things, and you can of course see it in our game with Tony and Jerry and the new guys coming in. So it's really exciting. Every week is a new challenge, and listen, we just we take it week by week, but we know there's a bigger plan and a bigger future plan going forward. But honestly, to play with these young guys coming through these days, of course, some of the older dogs still here. So it's just a good blend. And I think it really excites us because we're in a good place, but we always want more. We always want to become better, and we're always striving to go up another level. So the excitement's certainly there.
Kanyiso?
Thank you very much. Zina. Good afternoon, guys. Rassie, what have you learned about Argentina in the Australia and New Zealand games that is different about them from the World Cup and in previous cycles?
Yeah, I actually think they got the ability of making the game really fast and open, and a lot of their players has come from the 7 system, like Cinti and those guys. Cinti, how do you say, Sen, and the outside center, and a lot of them the short winger, and then you've got the tough boys in front, Montoya and the captain, and then the 6th rank and the 8th man, what's the big boy? Lavanini. So they really have a blend of big, solid pack of forwards, but speed in the backs. And the moment it gets a little bit loose, unstructured, they thrive on that. So we also want to play when it's loose and open and the opportunities on. But I think we want to keep it a little bit more structured than them. I think they like it really loose. And the moment New Zealand gave them that and Australia gave them that, they were beaten. So hopefully we don't give them that.
John?
Thanks, Zina. Hi, Rassie. Hi, Andre. Just for Andre, you spoke about the World Cup cycle now going towards 2027, but your role has also been different in the team now, playing also a sort of mentorship role also for guys like Sasha and Mani in the team. How have you found that role coming for you now, getting towards that part of your career where you are experienced campaigner now, and also sharing that bit of advice to the younger guys coming through?
Yes, yeah, I'm not that old, but no, listen, it's fun, man. It's fun. These guys are so exciting, and they're eager to learn, which is nice. And I mean, just like when we were young, guys helped us, you know. So it's not about. I think it's a good thing is it's healthy competition in the group in every single position, which is nice. But we all got the same goal, and it's always bigger than the individual. So it's nice if we can help the young guys with one or two things. Great. We certainly learning a lot from them as well as older guys, you know. You got to always try and develop and stay fresh and try new things, which is nice. The new guys bring that. So, yeah, it's enjoyable. It's competitive, but it's just really good.
We can maybe latch onto that. Somebody earlier asked about Sia. So the one thing we also want to do is get Sia in the coach's box, because we've got Dwayne on the side who relay the messages to Sia on the field and to the decision makers on the field, but he actually doesn't know what's happening in that coach's box. So we really want to give him a feel also how we get to a decision, or how do we send a message down so that he understands the whole process from the coach's box to Dwayne or Andy or Anaran or Renee or Doc on this side. And I think the moment Dwayne said there 2 years ago, he had a new understanding of how to interpret information which they received, and we hope to get the same with Sia this weekend.
Anne? Anne, can you hear us? Okay, let's go to Stephen.
Thanks very much, Z. Rassie, someone who wrote you spoke very well the other day of him, you know, of his qualities in terms of leadership. How do you see him, his qualities as a player develop? What is it that you really like him about him as a player, and then also as a human being?
Yeah, as a human being, I think this whole group is. I think we've got the right players on the bus. With a couple of guys who are still injured, and they were not banned. Jasper is back, but some guys were banned. But the group we currently have with about 15 other players. Jean Klein, Sasha is out now, Archie is coming back, Jean Klein is coming back, Kaza is coming back, so Herschel is coming back, Kitsi. So the group that we pick is that makes it. What were your questions? Sorry. I wanted to explain it with something. Salman, sorry about that. So for Salman, the kind of leader he is, he actually brings something very special to the party, and that's for me a real calmness. He doesn't get excited, but he stays physical. He tackles really well, he defends well, he scrums well, he mauls well, he stops mauls well. He's not that dynamic in his carries, but he's really working hard at it. But with that aggression that we get from him as a front lock, we also get a calmness, and the way he talks with the referee, the way he manages a team with Polly at the back being the vice captain, it's a very mature way, and it's something that we all enjoy.
Right?
Sorry, did you say me, Zina? I lost you there.
Okay, hand is still up. Ashfaq?
Thanks, Z. Andre, just, people love you for your goal kicking from the World Cup last year, but they forget the guy that used to take the outside gap against Scotland and All Blacks back in the day when we were coming through the system. And now you've got a new attack coach in Tony Brown. How have you found him and his ideas? And I know Rassie's spoken about evolution of the attack and adding more strings to the bow there. How have you enjoyed that?
Yes, we've really enjoyed it a lot. It's been really good. It's been fresh. We had a great foundation, and Antonius has come in and just taken it to the next level. Of course, it's a process. It's still going to take some time for it to be where we want it to be, but he's just unlocking skill sets all over the field. Forwards using some more skill that they're used to, not just running straight lines. It's really fun, and I think there's so many opportunities for us now. And the more we can create space for those outside backs that we have, probably the best outside backs in the world, the better. But of course, there will be little opportunities here and there where we can also express ourselves through the middle of the pitch. But in general, Tony's been brilliant, and we're really enjoying working with him.
Mariano?
Hi, Sina and everybody. I'm Mariano from ESPN Argentina. Welcome to Argentina at first. And I have two questions. One for Rassie about the weather. How do you deal with the weather in Santiago? Almost 38 degrees for Saturday. And then to Andre, an opinion about Santiago Carreras and Tomás Albornoz, both options that Argentina has as fly halves. Thanks.
Yeah, thank you for saying us being welcome here. We really feel welcome in this hotel. So the big thing with the heat is in South Africa and Africa, it gets sometimes 42 degrees. So we used to the heat, and we trained in the heat today. We'll train again tomorrow in the heat and yesterday. So, we come from a country that the heat's the same. So I don't think that will bother us.
Yeah, on the two flyers, I think Carreras and Albornoz is two little bit different players. Of course, one's right-footed, left-footed. They each bring their own thing. Carreras is a bit more of a strike runner in the wider channels, and Albornoz controls the game a bit more probably. So, I mean, they both bring something different. Both very good rugby players. We're going to have to be very sharp in shutting them down. But yeah, we'll see who they select, and we'll take it from there.
Kaniso?
Thank you very much, Zina. Got a short two-pronged question, Rassie. Firstly, what have you learned about your locks in the mini crisis that nearly occurred when Ergier had his knee knock, his foot injury, even having that slight niggle that he had? And also, are you able to update us on the other walking wounded who are part of the wider box squad?
Yeah, firstly, let's talk about the wider guys who's outside. The only real guys who's close to returning. Sasha will only be ready for the end of year tour with a knee. Jean plays this weekend for Munster. He's starting this weekend for Munster. Ergier is still, it was 6 weeks, I guess. He'll be ready for end of year tour or electable. And then Sous will be ready for the end of year tour. And Gaza, Damian Willems can play the weekend. So, and those are the current guys who's short term are ready. The other guys is long term. I think Kitchi, I'm not 100% sure about his injury, but I think he's might be a few months. So yeah, that's a good thing. And the other question was?
Before that, are you able to expand on Sasha? What is his injury? Sorry, doubtly you've mentioned him. What is the nature of Sasha's injury?
A knee injury. He injured his knee before the first test match against All Blacks. And he played in that game. And then the Wednesday, the next week, I asked him why he limping. And he said, no, he injured his knee last week. And I actually then wanted to pull him out of the team because he was limping. And on the field even. And that's what our players must understand. When the young guy, we have respect for everybody, but we must be honest when it comes to injuries. Nobody who's got injury who's 80% ready are better in the Springbok that has no injuries who's 100% ready. So yeah, Sasha is lucky that we actually won those test matches. Of course, he gambled a bit and he's having the op now. It's a knee. I'm not sure exactly what's wrong with the knee, but it will be only ready in 4.5 weeks.
We'll take the last English question from Craig.
Thanks, Ina. Rassie, just talking about Argentina, Caniso's question about them earlier, are they one of the trickier sides to analyze in the sense that, they do lots of, the consistency has been up and down. And if you take that last 20 minutes against Australia, the kind of offloading game you were talking about, but I guess that came from the fact that they weren't getting knocked backwards and there wasn't massive intensity from the Aussie defense. Are they a difficult side to analyze in that sense?
Yeah, I think if you ask Mr. Luca there, he would know. I think with Contaponi becoming the coach here, they are Argentinian team again. You can see they do the things that they did in the old days. They don't have a competition where the franchises can play, and so you have to watch a guy who plays French top 14, guy who play in the Scottish League or the URC or the Premiership, and somehow he gets them together and they go and beat New Zealand in New Zealand and they smash Australia. So that just shows you there's massive character. And when you walk in the street here, we see a lot of what we see in South Africa. There's some people who really struggle and go through tough times. So they are people that also can go to the gutters and find a way, and they can't just take the easy route. They always have to make a plan. And we've always felt, all of us, Eben said it, I said it, Handre said it, it's one of the toughest places to play rugby. Not because of our style crowd, not because of altitude, it's because the players, those 23 on the other side, is very desperate. They know how they want to play, and they've got a really good coach who's been all over the world, and he will bring a bit of Leinster taste into it, but they will have that Argentinian spirit, which is tough to stop.
Okay. Percy?
Sina, baie dankie vir die geleentheid.
Percy?
Ek kan hier sien. Rassie, dit kortliks. Soos my kollega daar in Argentinië vir gevra het, ek het 'n soortgelyke vraag, baie minder belangrike vraag. Sê gevra vir my, julle berei tans voor in Buenos Aires, vertrek julle môre na Santiago en net as iemand wat nie die omstandighede ken nie, die land ken daar nie, hoe berei julle voor vir en wat bied Santiago del Estero vir julle aan? Is dit enigstens belangrik vir julle as 'n span? En net, Rassie, kan jy my kollega kan jy so 'n vraag beantwoord oor wat het julle wyse geword oor die slotte, die ander slotte in jou groep, meneer?
Wat het ek wys geword vir die slotte?
Ja, sedert die slotkrisis, meneer.
Ja, nee, yes. Roan het opgestaan. Hy was regtig nommer 4-5 in die line-up gewees, maar hy het ingekom, hy het ingeslaat. Want ek dink hy gaan 'n bietjie sukkel aan die fisiese kant, maar ja, hy het 'n engine aan hom. Hy is amper so mini sous, jy weet. Hy hardloop oor daai veld, hy en Ben Jason. En dan natuurlik ons wil van Jan sê, ons wil hom regtig ook 'n kaart gegee het. Maar ongelukkig, Eben speel hierdie game nou hierdie naweek, dan sal hy die rekord ewenaar en dan hopelik kan hy die rekord op home ground by Mbombela doen. Maar ja, ek dink al die ouens so ver. Daar was eintlik die ene ouens weggelaat nadat hulle so was. Ek dink is drie spelers. Ons groep is eintlik so 45 op hierdie stadium.
Guys, we'll take two more questions. John?
Nee, Rassie, ek wil net gou gehoor het by jou wat jy wil sien van Jan Hendrik Wessels op Akker die naweek as hy miskien op die veld gaan kom. Hy het nou sy eerste paar toetse wat hy gespeel het op die loskop gespeel en hy het gesê hy hou baie van sy veelsidigheid. Maar wat wil jy sien van hom die naweek in 'n hakker posisie? Dit is nou natuurlik 'n keuse nou met die oog op die toekoms.
Ja, obviously, ons wil hê hy moet goed skram. Ons wil hê hy moet goed akkuraat in die lynstande ingooi. Alhoewel ons weet die lynstande sien nie die hakkers werkie. Dis supporters, jumpers, timing, beweging op die grond. So daar's 'n hele klomp goed. So as hy 'n paar balle mis die naweek, moenie dadelik dink dis sy skuld nie. Daar's ander ouens wat ook skuld daarin het. Maar ek is baie opgewonde wat hy kan bring in die vaste los. Hy laat my regtig baie dink aan ek weet hy's 'n hakker, maar hy's bietjie meer bonkig as Malcolm. Hy't so half 'n restaurant lyf en hy's regtig mobile oor die veld. En ek dink sy ouderdom is hy regtig nou reg om vir ons te wys hy kan op 1 en op 2 speel, wat vir ons 'n luxury is as ons squads kies. Soos byvoorbeeld ons het 3 hakkers, maar ons het eintlik net 4 stutte. Maar oor hy stit ook het speel, het ons eintlik 5 stutte. So ons is eintlik gecover. En as hy die los kan doen wat hy op skool gedoen het, wat hy onder 20 gedoen het, en wat hy die oefeninge eigenlijk doen, dink ek sal hy baie goed gaan.
Final question, Adnan.
Hallo Rassie, ek hoop het gaan goed met jou. My stem is dieselfde soos joune vir die afgelope 2 weke, so ek weet hoe dit voel. Ja. Ja, Rassie, ek wil net by jou geweet het, die dinamika wat ou soos Lucanio Am op 12 bring. Kyk, hy is gewoonlik speel hy 13 en wat dink jy wat kan hy anders bring in die 12 kanaal? En dan miskien later in die wedstryd as hy miskien van die ander ouens opkom, sal 'n ou soos Handre miskien 12 toeskryf.
Ja, daar's 'n groot kans dat Bani kan opkom en Handre 12 toeskryf en ons miskien 'n vleuel afhaal en Jesse skryf dit vleuel toe en Lucanio skryf dit 13 toe. Of as daar injuries obviously, of as iemand nou nie 'n lekker game het, kan dit gebeur. Maar Lucanio toe ek hom die eerste keer sien speel het in Border. Ek en Jacques die nummer was daar in 2013. Toe speel hy binne senter. Hy het al vir ons wing gespeel by die Bokke. Hy het al baie keer ingeslot op binne senter gedurende 'n game as daar 'n geel kaart is en met die rooi kaart in Bloemfontein het hy hele game inside center gespeel. Okay, dit was nou Portugal, maar hy het baie goed gedoen en dan ook stokke. Stiek sê vir my in die begin was hy altyd solid 12 of 'n wing stocks. Hy het later jare by ons 13 geword. So ek dink hy sal baie saam met Handre en Jesse en Fassie en Kirkley en Mapipi en die manne.
Fantastic. Thank you very much, guys.